Hello everybody, Gingershadow here, and welcome back to some more RWBY visual novel with me. Last time we did WEISS's 5th date. We did the dance. It was great fun. It was so different between having RWBY and WEISS visual. Makes sense. Different people, different personalities. It was, yeah, fun. I enjoyed it. We're now with WEISS, and we're never getting called my love from WEISS rather than boyfriend from RWBY, which again, I'm all really for. Kind of never picked RWBY. I think I made that point clear quite a few times. May I mention it now and then. Yeah. So, I'm quite happy the timeline has been fixed. Less happy with the fact that I have to replay through all the hard fights again. But ayo, it's going to be worth it, isn't it? Also, I don't have to, like, I'm getting the WEISS ending now, aren't I? Or I'm getting a WEISS scenes, I guess? I don't know if this is an ending. I don't know. Either way, there's going to be more stuff with WEISS now. And less stuff with RWBY going forward. So, one of those things. I'll probably finish the RWBY ending bit at some point. Like, after I've finished the game. But we're doing the WEISS ending because this is our actual ending. This is the file I've been playing through for years at this point. And, like, literally, yeah, I want to see an ending to this file. I don't want to, like, split off to a different one. Which is why I refuse to, like, backtrack in train loads and stuff. I just thought I'll try and get through it with what I've currently got. And it's why I didn't play the game for months, because I was hoping that another 5th date would get done. Like, when RWBY's date got finished, and I got really sad because Neo was right there and nearly won, but then RWBY won. that was heartbreaking. Like, it literally broke down to RWBY, Neo, and Yang. Neo or Yang I would have been fine with, but RWBY won. And fair enough. RWBY wins. RWBY's the first character you do a date thing with to see how the date system works. She's a very important character in the show, obviously, because the main character not. And in the game, she had a lot more extra roles. You know, it can make sense that she won, but still was a bit sad. I'm like, okay, well, I'll wait for the next one. Then the creator said, yeah, it's probably going to be a while before we do that. I'm like, oh, I'll just do the extra dates for a bit. Then months kept passing and nothing, it never came, and yeah, we never got it. And I thought, nah, alright, screw it, I'll just go with RWBY's one. Okay. And then after I said, screw it, I'm going to do RWBY's one, WEISS's one popped up and it won. And I'm like, oh. But it took months for that to finish as well. So, here we are now, like maybe a year later or something. I don't know the exact time and dates. But either way, we're now fixed. We're on the proper line again. I'm doing this proper because I'm taking one of the girls I went and did all the 4 dates with to the end. And seeing one of their endings first. And if it has to be WEISS, so be it. I quite like WEISS and I quite liked her story. But anyway, enough of that ranting. These will be all the so I'm just going to be skipping through at this point. And if it's got extra scenes with WEISS that weren't in before, I'm going to do those and show them off. Then we're going to get back to, hopefully by the end of this episode, or some point in this episode, we'll be back to where we were at the end of, not last episode, but the episode before. AK and the team are all back together, and we've been rebuilt and all that, and Penny's been saved. That's the plan. Let's see how that goes. Anyway, interaction with WEISS now before we head off to do May's mission. Oh, you packed enough magnesium? All my stock. I already feel my focus dropping. Wait. How do you know that magnesium helps with focus? Why is that so shocking? You don't seem like a guy who's interested in supplements, that's all. Well, I may have noticed the big-ass bottle on your desk during your study sessions. The label was pretty self-explanatory. Haha, fair enough. Our study sessions, it feels like an eternity has passed since then. So just to put it, yeah, to get WEISS as like a date person at the start, you have to do study sessions with WEISS. You do a handful of them, and then WEISS becomes a person you can start an event with, and after that, events start happening after that. But yeah, the initial thing was you basically studied with WEISS, so you borrowed notes from WEISS and stuff. I know, right? I don't know if I've ever thanked you enough for all the help. I think you did. Still, if you want to do something else for me in exchange, there's one thing. What is it? Pass with flying colors. I want another year of precious school life with you before we start going on missions regularly. I promise. Are we getting booted out at the end of the year? Are we not? I can't remember what Osmond's plan. Oh, Osmond's dead, actually. It doesn't even matter. How's that gonna work? This whole... Okay, so the plan seems to be we're gonna finish up in Beacon. The next game is gonna take place 3 years later. So we're finishing up in Beacon, and it'll be after we become, I guess, huntsmen, huntresses, that we do this next game. Rather than, you know, breaking off to go and hunt through Mistral, then go to Atlas, and then get our license there or something. Like what happened in the show. So, yeah, like, Osmond's gonna be dead. I guess, look, Goodrich will just take over, and we'll get a couple of bits explaining how it went or something. God, the second game's gonna be interesting. Right, anyway, over to the next scene after I finish off this place. This is gonna be quite the experience playing through here again. Right, so I stuff at the maze machine, food room, whatever it's called. Yeah, that went just as predicted. The exact same, because WEISS wasn't involved in it. And now we're off to the vital festival. Huzzah, huzzah, days pass by. Did we get stronger during it? Like, our stats look like that apparently now. Cool, our stats are the same, our level's gone up. Nice. Yeah, we're at the bit where Lisa Lavender would normally interview thingy. Last time it was Ruby and Jim, but in this case, because we're walking about with WEISS, we've got I've got a thing with her. So let's see what this is. So, excuse me, but you would happen to be first years from Beacon Academy, would you? Miss Lisa? Oh, Lisa Lavender. Never thought I'd see a local celebrity covering the tournament from the ground. Never thought I'd see Schnee out of the floating bastion of opulence. And yet here we are. Quite. Anyway, got time for a couple of questions, lovebirds. Excuse me? Well, let's just say that the gossip column has had a field day with the pictures from the dance. And since you're not in the same team, according to the roster, you'll have quite the impression. As well, as was the plan. Yeah, I guess. So the questions. First of all, well, many people know who WEISS is. Who might you be, Blondie? And what are your thoughts on the tournament? Wait, do you know? Didn't you say you know the roster? My honey here is Jin DeCavigas, second in command of Team Jade from Beacon. Yes, that's me. And I just hope no one will get hurt. No one getting hurt? Huh. That's a bit unlikely. I'm just thinking, yeah, all the fights we do, God, we get hurt a lot. We end up in hospital, I always end up dead, then I end up basically dead, then I just die, and yeah, God, well, I mean, seriously hurt. I know that it's a combat tournament. We're going to be hating each other a whole lot. I know that there will be some who will be taking this more seriously than others. I just hope that no one lets it go too far. Combat or not, it's still just a competition, not a war. Like wise beyond our years, aren't you? That's the kind of talk that you usually hear from much older people than you. You don't know the half of it, don't I? Now, and speaking of things keeping us guessing, tell me about from the They tell me from the studio that it's time. Time for the sitting. Yay! We're gonna skip now to the NAR scenes of WEISS that we get to see. Yay! Also need to go do the Team Indigo fight again. Yeah! It's a good fight with good scenes, but it's a tricky fight too, though, isn't it? Here we are. So after the seeding and whatnot, you go to the shop because everyone's like panicking, trying to figure out a plan for Indigo, and you meet Ruby there, and you have a conversation with her. But in this case, because it's girlfriend they're supposed to meet, we meet WEISS. Jin, what are you doing here? Oh, WEISS. I can ask you the same question. I'm just taking a break. Also, I was trying to get in contact with Neo again. I haven't heard for in 2 weeks. Ever since the day of the breach, I'm worried. I guess you've been researching Team Indigo all day, Yeah. I've been going through tapes, articles, interviews. We took a break for dinner. Not together. On top of the need for fresh air, me and Jack decided it'd be better for everyone to internalize the information on their own before bringing it to the team roundtable. Also, I promised Penny I would fight, but I can't bring myself to be the one be in this 100% yet. Not up to the task of monkeying around for the enjoyment of others. No, and honestly, I still can't understand why anyone would want to. Well, I can only give you my reasons. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I'm pretty well known as I'm a pretty well known singer back in Atlas. Oh? I think you may have mentioned it. Oh, a mention of something similar, yes. Well, thing is, I didn't really start doing it out of my own free will. It was a talent I displayed, and which my father asked me to nurture for a spectacle. Like some kind of rare bird from Menagerie. But then, as I grew up and matured, I realized that my singing gave me power. Sure, it reflected well on my family name, but people come to my concerts to see me perform, to admire my skills, and cheer for my songs. Okay. And once my personal ambitions started taking form in my head, I also realized that I would need clout and power to make them come true. There are only so many ways you can acquire them. Being a famous, beloved celebrity is one way. Being a hunter graduating from the top school in Beacon is another. Making a good show of it at an event like the Vital Festival, it's a step on both parts. Both paths. So it's about popularity. Popularity is only part of it, Jin. It's a byproduct of the process, not the point. It should never be. For me, fighting, like any other skill, it's all about my personal growth. And Vital is just a grand stage where to make my light shine on as many people as possible, to have them flock to me. So that one day, when I make the moves I need to make, I'll have the support of as many people as for as many reasons as possible, but without ever losing my core values. Well, if you ever start an official fan club, I'll be the first to sign up. I'd expect nothing less, my love. That's actually a good idea. I mean, Pira used to have one, didn't she? And glad to have helped, I guess. Still, maybe if we're thinking of starting a fan club, you should think about beating Team Amber in the first match. I don't know about the other two teams, but REISS and RWBY are very strong, so watch out. Although REISS can be a little overconfident at times. Oh, believe me, after I lost the fight to Jack, I don't plan on underestimating anyone ever again. Now, shall we think for food? Shall we think of food? I'm back, but right, that's that scene. Also, just occurred to me I'm doing all these extra scenes. If I'd gone back a little bit further, I probably could have done this stuff for Coco and that. Ugh. I guess I'll see that a different day. Because Coco apparently has a scene to do with the fight with Ember and Mercury, I believe. Where if you did, I don't know if it's if you did like a third date with Coco or something, because Coco was a third date. If you did that before this, then like you do an interaction with Coco where they'd warn you or something, or you'd warn them, or something. There's basically there's more stuff with Coco and Velvet involved in this stuff, and I didn't do that in this official line, so blah. But that's something I want to see at some point, because that could be cool. Alright, we've done that. On to Team Indigo fight, and on to whatever extra WEISS scenes we've got and interactions. Right, so fast forward a couple of days. Well, a couple of days, yeah, because I don't tend to record this when my brother is home for the weekend, because he's noisy, and I quite like recording this in big batches where I don't have to keep stopping and starting, but that tends to happen anyway. But yeah, fast forward a couple of days from when I last recorded the last bit, but also fast forward a couple of matches. We did the Team Indigo fight, we did the Team Funky fight. Why is it a couple of lines here now that were different? Because obviously she's more concerned about it. She made the thing about, you know, making a fan club, and she saw Team Indigo's fan club, and she's like, yeah, maybe not. And yeah, so it was a little bit some pieces there. But okay, that's cool. Let's get to the Penny and RWBY fight. We're not doing that. If you pick WEISS as your date, she fights Jack. Jacqueline beat Ivory from Team Jade, and WEISS from Team RWBY. They're having a rematch. I never even thought about that. So yeah, like, God, there's tons of bits getting changed when it's up a different date for well, the 5th date. Net. Yeah, there's a lot more working bits going on and scene bits going on than just, yeah, this is your last date. You're generally twisting and changing how a lot of the events are unfolding in the story. I imagine we've still got one set destination, but yeah, all the little details leading up to there are just changing about depending on the person you're with. And I'm wondering, well, what would happen if you were going out with someone else? Like, I'm guessing the Team RWBY fight, and that wouldn't matter if you weren't with someone from Team RWBY. And yeah, I'm guessing if you went with Blake or Yang, it'd be Blake or Yang standing here, which now makes me wonder, well, who would they be fighting? Could be empty, really, couldn't it? I like this. This is interesting. Right. Yeah, I thought I was just gonna have a couple of scenes thing, and I thought, yeah, I'll get back to the main stuff, and you know, continue the episode from there. It may just be an entire episode of all WEISS's extra scenes leading up to the end game, so that we're on, you know, so we understand the course of how we got to the end game again. So, yeah, I don't really know what this episode's going to be. It might just be catching up at this point, but you know, I'm fine with it because it's new stuff. It's new stuff with WEISS. Call me my love, rather than RWBY call me boyfriend, and I'm way more happy about one than the other, so yeah. Anyway, right. Let's get into this. So, both first year teams from Beacon have distinguished themselves greatly. Yeah. If for different reasons. Oh my, indeed. Poor things. I can only imagine what they must be feeling like after fills. The whole lot of them. I'm sorry about Yang. Just so you know, I don't buy the battle stress explanation for 1 second. Yang may have convinced herself, but I don't buy it for a second. Whatever happened in there, it involved foul play of some kind. Yeah, and Jack's gonna fully agree with that because she knows the team they were up against. Like, she knows Cinder's team is dodgy, so she can sympathize with WEISS here. But the worst part is, yeah, she doesn't know what's going on. But apparently, if we did the thing with Team... Is it? If you did the thing with Team Coco, apparently that changes stuff. Or something. I really want to see the Team Coco scene at this point. Because I've been told there's this thing with Coco's team, that if you do it, it changes about what happens here. And if it involves Yang not being sad, I'm all for it. But there will be a time to worry about that, and bring the perpetrators to justice. It's time for a rematch. Right, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if this rematch is gonna go much better than the last time you fucked Jack, but... Alright, are you sure you're up to it? Oh, more than up to it. Even without the added weight of having to show Yang that her troubles haven't been for nothing, this arena seems a fair bit bigger than the one school, don't you think? Don't underestimate me as I did you, Ivory. I'm not the same person I was before. Neither am I. But that does put my mind at ease. I feel bad about kicking your ass again, if you weren't at least trying your best. Haunty, aren't you? What if I didn't even let you near my derriere this time? Well, in that case, I'll have to ask tips to Jin real quick, I suppose. I have to ask tips to Jin really quick, I suppose. Sorry. I ran into the two of you on the way back from your own night out. Oh, I see. Yeah, like, that joke could be made by anyone else, but you do bump it, like, whoever you've done dating with, I guess it's just about anybody. Which does really make me wonder if you're with the likes of Cinder and something. Would you carry Cinder back, or would she just bugger off herself? I imagine she'd bugger off herself. What would Jack's reaction be like if you slept with Cinder? Would you sleep with Cinder? Is that a thing? Because Cinder's fourth date's been done, and... I'm not gonna lie, there's been a bit of sexual tension between the two of them in a very chaotic way. I do wonder. I really want to know what Cinder's date is gonna be like now. Do you just end up sleeping with Cinder after the 5th date? Does that change how Cinder reacts and stuff later on, or is it just like more of a? That'll be such a weird one. That'll be such a weird but maybe interesting one. Anyway, right, we're getting distracted. You make a cute couple, just so you know. Still, he comes with 2 very affectionate baggages attached. I know, and thanks. It may take some time, but I think I'll be able to handle it. I mean, as long as Penny doesn't try and offer me a boob job again. To point out, that is when Penny asked if WEISS wanted to get her boobs grown out. I think, was that a Penny date? I think that was a Penny date. I do that one this timeline. Oh god, I always forgot about that. Sigh. It seems that, for some reason or another, we're going to be connected for a long time, Ivory. Yes. And I have to admit, I don't really mind it, WEISS. You're cool. I will expose my father and bring him to justice. I will change my family, and with it, the course of Atlas. Yeah, we'll see how much the creator feels like sticking to canon with what's happening with Atlas. Like, I know that obviously the creator of this is going off his own story and stuff, so obviously events are going to unfold differently, because people aren't going to be in the same places and stuff, fair enough, butterfly effects, So, you know, there's reasons why the story wouldn't continue on course with the stuff that happens real. But it will be interesting, because obviously as the actual RWBY story unfolds, assuming the creator is still watching it, then he might take inspiration in bits, or he might want to incorporate bits of canon into the story. Like, you know, the gin and stuff from the lamp and things like that, if he wants to use stuff like that in Haven. Or in case that the staff of creation from Atlas, which, you know, it's got its own stuff going on. All the stuff around Atlas and things like that. Watts, Tyrion, Hazel and stuff. The second game's gonna be interesting. Oh, the ball. But anyway, I'll hold you to that promise. And if you ever need help, me and my team will be there. Are they hugging? I think they're hugging. Let's have a great fight, Jacqueline. Good luck. Good luck, WEISS. Let's show them how it's done. It's time to begin. Will WEISS and Jacqueline beat Ivory? Enter the field. Never thought I'd see the heiress of the Schnee fortune fight the daughter of the owner of a company they acquired. They fought before, Peach. They've shown themselves to be resilient, resourceful fighters, and Miss Ivory's leadership has carried the teams through plenty of close calls. You don't know the half of it. Honestly, I think that without Miss Ivory, Team Jade would have been even more prone to property damage than they already are. And I can only imagine the kind of relationship Miss Schnee has with our partner, Ruby Rose. Considering their respective personalities, I have a feeling that our heiress is usually the one to reign in the leader's more hyperactive moments. Straight and embarrassing stories at this point. Both of them are used to mitigate the excess of their teammates. But this time, they will need to go all out to prevail. My music's really kicked up into a tune. I'm just nodding along to the music here. Oh. This is music that played with RWBY and Penny. Never noticed. Final Festival. First semi-final. WEISS versus Jacqueline beat Ivory. Start! And save! Stick it on there. That'll do. Let's go! So I'll be playing as Jack this time, rather than Penny. Should be fine. Also, while we're playing this story, I've discovered a neat trick thing that made life so much easier for me. I guess I'll get to it. Yeah, I could probably get to it later. But yeah, Jack's inspiration. When playing as Jade, you've got the ability Slow World. Why have I not been using that? Activate hero mode for defense buff and offense buff. Activate slow mode, which basically slows the enemies down so you get more turns. And then go ham with a speed demon and focus. That's actually a much better, cleaner strategy than all the fumbling I was doing before. But yeah, anyway, so we're going to use CraftedArts. I don't know if that does freeze or slow them down. But I want to hope it does. But now we're going to... Not that. What am I doing? Bide. Yeah. So because of that, I got 2 turns. Bide. CraftedArts. Or did WEISS just freeze? I'm not sure if WEISS just didn't attack that turn. Maybe CraftedArts is just an attack. In Jin's case, it's his slow word ability. Uh-oh. Heal! But, yeah. In Jin's case, it might just be an offensive attack. Heal, heal, heal. Void. Release! There we go. What? You just block that? You think you could defeat me a second time with the same trick? I did! So use your trick for winning fights. Again, Jack. I'm no longer the same person as before. I'm now on my way to mastering my family semblance. Oh my, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen firsthand what kind of damage a fully boosted attack from Miss Ivory can do. And Miss Schnee blocks it like it was a love tap. Did she actually wait until I clicked the release button? The Schnee's family semblance. One of the only 3 recorded semblances in history. Did it get passed down genetically? Oh. Is that an important point, maybe? Or is that just a throwaway line that they're just putting in there for, like, flavor? I wonder. And what semblance it is. I fought a Shnee myself once, and it was maybe the hardest battle of my career as a hunter. Madonna's fight I fought a Shnee? She got maybe a connection to WEISS' mother, because obviously Willow in this isn't the same person as the Willow in the show. Because Willow in here was introduced before Willow in the show was. And Willow in the show is a depressed drunk, basically. But she does have her semblance, and she can use it, as it turns out, because she did. I'm pretty sure she used it in one of the episodes in season 8. But like stress, which means she might actually have hunter training. God, yeah, the Willow in here is a bit more funsy. As in, she was quite happy toying with Jin, sort of thing, and she wanted to connect with daughters rather than she hadn't quite given up. In that sense, it's a slight differences, you know. But yeah, anyway. If Miss Ivory wants to win, she needs something more creative than being an exploding punching bag. Well, you heard them. You know Jack will just come punch you in the face, right? Tuss. Uh-oh. Okay, be more careful with my aura. Alright then, you plan. Cryogenics! Getting tired there? Oh god. You wish. I can do this all day. I doubt it. We'd go into sudden death at a certain point. Damn it. He's got so much better. Maybe I can use the area of effect of my semblance to force a ring out. But she knows I would never really go through with it. That? Oh, you mean like you're gonna pretend like you're gonna like hurt her massively if she doesn't like, you know, jump out of the ring. But like she knows you won't like literally try to critically kill, like she knows you won't try to kill her. So still, if you say so. Let me show you something interesting. What? This fight's so different. Oh my god. Why? No! What? A Grim in arena where summoning? I can't believe this. Summoning. Madonna, what's happening here? The Shnee's semblance is based on glyphs, each one having different effects. Some are easier to master, some are harder, but the absolute rarest of them all is the summoning glyph. The ability to conjure a Scimeca of your defeated enemies and have them fight for you. As far as I know, no one in the Shnee family has ever mastered it at such a young age. Well, that is... Jack is in trouble, isn't she? Yeah. And yeah, I don't know what to feel. Jen! Actually, no. To Jen, it doesn't matter. Like... It's like Team RWBY go to the finals, he's happy with that because his girlfriend advances and he's friends with them all. Or his team goes to the finals. It's one of those ones, really. I think for either one to lose, and of course, I don't like seeing Jack like this, but... Why is being so confident and so in control? Does things to me. Oh god. Master it just before the tournament. Now, even if you end up falling back on your circle of death, what will you do against something that's already frozen? Are they frozen? Are they just made out of aura? I thought they were just made out of aura. Son of a... She thought of everything. Alright. This is took a more sinister turn then, so she's now getting a little helper. Right, this fight's very different from the RWBY Penny fight. RWBY Penny fight's like, yeah, Penny's gonna annihilate RWBY. And then Penny goes in and annihilates RWBY. The WEISS one's far more evened out and far more stressful. Will this do anything? Yeah, it still does damage. If I just punch you in the face. I feel like that does more. I'm for that. Keep healing until you take your turn. Yeah, there it is. I don't know what she's doing when she does that, by the way. She does that every now and then. No idea what it is. Oh! Things don't seem to be going too well for contestant Ivory. That's putting it lightly. Miss Shnee has learned everything there was to learn about Miss Ivory's fighting style and semblance. and seems to have crafted the perfect counter. She shut Miss Ivory down completely. Poor thing. Although, if that is true, that really looks poorly on Miss Ivory. That implies that over the course of these last months, she hasn't learned anything new. You try and work on your fighting style with all the shit we've had to deal with this year. Jack's getting experience, and she's definitely gotten stronger, but like she's not exactly worked on techniques and stuff. She's not had to, because she's been too busy saving our asses with our current techniques. Grim gods, body snatching little sisters, that grade asshole, my stupid over-sexual teammate, and homework. How was I? No, that's not fair. It's disrespectful. I mean, look at her. I'm gonna be honest, Weiss hasn't had to go through nearly as much as you have, Jack. Like, sure, Weiss had stuff to do. You've had so much to do. You've been helping carry this team as the powerhouse. Like, Team RWBY's been dealing with some huge stuff too. And Weiss had found a way to grow, didn't she? She applied herself and got better and stronger. Yeah, but they were just bouncing away every now and then. Well, I just rest on my semblance because of one huge victory. Taking it at great cost. I can't keep on doing this. Just taking hits to store energy for one big finisher move. That's no way to fight. Now when I'm alone. Not when I'm alone. Lost the will to fight? I'll finish this then. Then, what can I do? What can do this? What I can do is struggling with words there. I can't control its potency, but I can control the size perfectly, sister. Even making it so thin, it only affects the air around me. Did this scene happen? I'm just forgetting. I may not be willing to kill you, Isabella, but did you really think you could attack one of my teammates and get away with it? I assume this scene did happen. It's been a long time since I've seen things like that. Do not make my mercy for hesitation. Do not mistake my mercy for hesitation. Oh. Jack's doing a thing! Aurora? All of a sudden, Northern Lights. Miss Ivory seems to have quit her job as a sitting duck, finally. Oh yeah, Lisa fancies Jack. I'm just thinking of that there, like, yeah, Lisa and Jack have got a thing going, don't they? Oh god, there's so much stuff going on around the scenes happening here. And destruction of the summoning construct seems to have brought their aura levels back to an even point. Of course, mastery or not, using that technique is a gamble without big enough aura reserves. Come on, Jack, don't give up. You're a leader. Show her the spirit of Jade. Well, you heard your boyfriend. Seems like it's partnered with her girlfriends today. Come on, Weiss, you almost had her. Okay, maybe not. If you think it's over, you're sorely mistaken. You're still consuming aura to keep that up. Well, I can summon this as many times as I want. No, that's a lot. You could get an aura limit. Very well. I'll just smash it again. Think you can do it before your aura runs out? Be my guest, Jacqueline. But doing a fight, I'm not losing again. Weiss, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're losing again. Okay, wait, we got a new technique then. We do! Aurora on and off. The hell does that mean? Ow. Okay, so me using this effect means I'm doing more damage with it. Okay. So by keeping this effect on, I'm constantly draining my aura. But in turn, I'm doing more damage because of it. And for this attack. I don't know if it's also maybe helping with defense or something, but we just keep batting at Weiss until she like falls over. Actually, wait, what if I use cryogenics? No! That just drains even more. Alright, don't do that. Just keep punching them in the face. Actually, right, what does range do? Yeah, okay, so range does way less. No, wasn't the worst. Yeah, okay, they're pretty close, the two of them. Damn it. Damn it! Jack is very resourceful. And why semblance? It would have been great to fight either of them in the finals. Ugh. Here comes fighting nerd Pira. I know, right? I doubt either of them could give it their all in the finals after such a battle here. So I hope Penny will be able to give me a serious fight. So yeah, the Penny fight's not changing. But we do get a different fight here depending on events. Wait, what? You? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen you fight seriously. Have you ever seen Penny fight seriously? No, not really. I've never even seen her use her semblance truth tell. Oh, and that line come back to bite us in the ass. I see. Well, it's going to be a difficult match. What makes you say that? The level of firepower she demonstrated alone would suffice to make anyone wary. But even beyond that, she didn't look affected by the effort at all. What kind of endurance does she have? It's going to be a bitch of a fight later. I'm going to be skipping over it, but I'm going to have to redo that fight. It's going to be a pain. I'll just say we did what I did before. I did it once, I'll do it again. Yeah, that's pretty alright. I don't think I've ever seen her tired. Which means a war of attrition won't work in my favor. In that case, I should aim for a ring out. Or failing that, damn, she's so focused, it's almost scary. It's like she doesn't care about this fight anymore. Seriously, I know you ain't doing it on purpose, but if it ain't denial, it's cause you're being a nerd. Come on. Evelyn? Evelyn, what is... I see Cinder! She's closest to your position. 2 rogues behind you. It's all a trap. Cinderfall, I'll have you come with me. Sorry, Reds. I'm trying to enjoy the match. I even dressed up for the occasion. Looks like it's almost over anyway. Pity. I was enjoying myself. I'm glad the show of skill and sportsmanship was to your liking. Oh, you have no idea. I could watch Miss Daddy Issues down there get knocked around for hours on end without getting tired of it. Well, at least we'll have a grand final. A grand final. Miss Fall, whatever you're up to, I command you to stop or I'll... miss it. Jack? She's literally just toying with her heads at this point. Which, yeah, holds true right up until the very end, pretty much. Like, she does just keep toying with her heads to make us do a reaction and stuff and think something's going on when something's not. Hey, why won't you go down? I could ask you the same thing. Is it wanting to look good in front of someone? Phil, this isn't about anyone but the two of us. I may have to put up... I may have to put it diplomatically, but I lost badly last time. I'm not giving up. I may have put it diplomatically. I may have pushed you to your limits. I may have proven myself, but that's not enough. I want to defeat you, Ivory. Then come. Hello! It's a way more even fight between these two. Like, Penny and RWBY was just one-sided annihilation. Like, RWBY fought her heart out, but she never stood a chance. And we all knew it from the start. 1 single percentage point. That's the difference between the aura levels of the two. A draw. What a fierce battle, which was such a cool ending. But Miss Schnee and Miss Ivory are in the red. What? But since we need to tangle in the finals, a single percentage point is discriminant enough. Team Jade are our finalists. Jack won because she had a larger aura pool. And if this is how the semi-finals went, I can only imagine what a spectacle the final round will be. You heard them. It's a draw. Poppycock, you're moving to the finals. By freaking technicality? Weiss, we're both exhausted and can't even stand up right now. We both gave it our all. Who the hell cares about the tournament? If this is not a draw, I don't know what is. Fine. We'll settle this another time. But you've got to promise me to win this. You know we're fighting Pyrrha, Weiss, right? Like, really? You're gonna make us promise that? Like, really? Like, you're pals with Pyrrha too. For you? No, for Yang. Penny's going to be the one fighting, so I don't know how much my vow matters, but I promise. Well then. I'll see you later, Jin. Huh? You're not staying to see Ren fight? Useless. I had to prepare for my fight with Penny. Isn't Ren fighting against a member of Team Sun? No. First you need to tell him one of the other things now. That they can wait. But, well, what? What if you do not make Penny fight? What if we don't make Penny fight? Oh, you will. I think she wants to. I think she'll want to. Oh, I hate you! I hate you! Yeah, you got me there. I figured. Good luck. Then, bear in mind, I have no intention of losing in front of so many people. My pride's on the line here. Pyrrha's gonna get a voice shouting in the back of her head that she hates her. Oh, she's having a casual conversation. It's Penny. Penny? Jin, I'm so sorry. Cinder was here, but she got away. What happened? I assume that she was, as they say, screwing with us. We need to warn Miss Goodwitch. Well then. That was a thing. Yeah, that was bloody good. That was like, yeah, it makes sense too. Like, Penny is stronger than Ruby, and Penny's like an absolute monster. Hence why we're sending her in against Pyrrha. Whereas, yeah, Jack is a monster in her own right, and if Weiss hadn't prepared, especially from her previous experience, then she would have got annihilated as well. But Weiss had previous experience with Jack. She went in with a plan, and she literally had thought about how to counter Jack. And she'd obviously worked to improve herself, getting her summoning ability. So, yeah, like, it makes sense the fight would be a lot more even between the two of them this time around, because Weiss is putting countermeasures, and while Jack's gotten a bit stronger and more experienced and stuff, she's not, you know, really changed up her battle style too much. So she had to really think about what she was doing there. And, I enjoyed that. That was fun. Let's see what's next, shall we? Also, just want to say a quick thank you to all of the channel members for the extra support, and a special thank you and shout out to our elite members, the Johnny members Austin Quinsonberry, Afro Kage, It's Ender Steve PE, Sebastian Ramsey, and Blackest Sage, and our ANBU members Robert Scimeca, Rapid Zrug, Eragon, GoldDragon, Nathaniel Prue, Akuma, and Colton Wood. Thank you all very much for the extra awesome support.